Are you ready to evolve your life? Are you ready to see immense growth and manifestation of purpose in your life? Are you ready to evolve every aspect of your mind, body, and soul? Well, you're tuned in to Evolve Mastery, and I'm your host, Princeton Clark, and it is my goal to assist you on your journey of self-mastery as you create greatly in every moment of your life. So join me in this episode of Evolved Mastery. Hey, what's going on, guys? Princeton Clark here, and you're tuned into another episode of Evolve Mastery. And I wanted to do something different today as we begin to shift, as we prepare to go into the next year. There's a lot of things that are beginning to happen. As I feel what's happening in society and what's happening in the world, as I feel this shift that's beginning to take place, I'm also being called to shift. I'm being called to evolve. Many of us are being challenged to awaken at a deeper level. And I've really been talking to a lot of my clients and students about really stepping into their power. And you guys know that this is nothing new, but what I've been challenging people to do is to get back to their spirituality. Not religion, spirituality. We are all spiritual beings having different human experiences. And this life is not about getting a good job, getting a great education, and then working or becoming successful or having a family and then dying. This life is about evolution. This life is about expansion. This life is about creating and celebrating experiences that assist us in that process. And it's not always easy. It's not always what we want it to be. It doesn't always look like we want it to look, but everything that happens for a reason. Every challenge we face comes to force us to break free so that we can break through. But what does this require from us in order to break through? It requires that we learn to honor each moment. We learn to embrace each moment. We learn to love ourselves so deeply that we refuse to waste each moment. See, a lot of people say that they want to be happy. They want to be successful. They want to have a beautiful life experience. But what a lot of people don't realize is that in order to achieve those things, or solely to achieve those things, we have to take a step back. We have to look at the root that's creating the fruit in our tree, the tree of our life. We have to begin to assess how we show up or fail to show up. We have to begin to assess how we create the experiences that create the reality that becomes our life. You know, the next moment, you guys have heard me say this before, is not promised. But so many of us live our lives as though the next moment is promised, as though the next moment is sure to come. And the truth is, it's not. The truth is, anything can happen from one moment to the next. But what matters is how you show up in the moments that you are blessed with. How much peace do you have in that moment? How much gratitude do you have in that moment? How much love do you have in that moment? Because how you show up in those ways will determine what manifests, regardless of the experience. And it took a long time for me to grasp this, for me to grab hold of this and really walk with it masterfully in my life, because I realized that so many of my negative experiences were created because of how I chose to see my experiences. And I want you guys to bear with me for a minute, because I know this is hard to hear if you're facing some challenging experiences right now. And I'm going to say something that may shock you to your core, that your ego may rebel against. And that is that this journey is a gift to you, regardless of how you see it. It's going to end for all of us one day. It doesn't matter what it looks like, what it sounds like, how it feels. What matters is, how will you maximize the moment? How will you show up in a moment to create the life that you have the potential to create? How much are you willing to evolve to be a stronger, more resilient, more resourceful essence of yourself? See, you have to dive beneath the ego. You have to dive beneath the facade that you've created for yourself. This idea, this little idea of self that you've created. Because you are not your profession, you are not your skills, you are not your gifts. You are not your circumstances. You are a powerful, creative, divine spirit. And if you could dig deep enough into that knowing and embody that knowing, understanding that the next moment is not promised to you, then in each moment, you would choose to show up differently. In each moment, you would choose to show up powerfully. In each moment, you would choose to show up in love and gratitude. In each moment, you would be able to grab yourself, hold yourself, and say, even if everyone leaves, even if everything falls apart, even if things don't go the way that I would like them to go, I am still here and I am still powerful. I can still create something out of the situation. I can still move in a way that creates a more conducive reality. As long as I have breath in my body and the use of my limbs and the blessed operations and functions within this vessel that I've been given to function on this plane, I can create something new. Because with each breath that I am gifted, I become something new. That is the power that we have. That is the power that we so often ignore while we get caught up in the myriad of confusion, in the delusions of a world steadily dying because we've left our humanity. We focus on this side or that side, this color or that color. And the more we do that, the more we separate from the very spirit of what we are. The more we become more divided within ourselves. And what we see on the external is only a mirror showing us the condition of the human heart. But the question that I have for all of you out there is, when will you choose to be different? When will you choose to show up differently? When will you choose to love yourself to the point where you become relentless? To the point where you begin to change the way that you show up in your life? To the point where you begin to change the way you choose to experience your life? When will you be the change that you've been waiting to see in your world? Because we've been focusing on everyone else around us changing. We've been holding other people accountable for stuff that we don't even hold ourselves accountable for. We've been complaining about everything that's wrong, singing the same sad song as though it were a broken record. When will you get tired of that melody? When will you get tired of playing it weak, playing it small, doing just enough to get by? See, doing just enough to get by will only get you so far. But when you start taking back the moments of your life, when you start accepting the fact that you are a divine creator sent and planted into this world to bring something special to the world, your entire focus becomes bringing that special thing to the world. You become relentless. You become passionate. You become purpose-driven. And it all starts there. Until you're willing to go back to your spirit and remember what you are. you'll never fully step into who you are. Because who you are is directly connected to what you are. What you decide to be in this moment and in every moment that you are blessed with creates your reality, creates your experience. What will you do with the blessed breath of each moment? How will you choose to show up in the world? How will you choose to be the difference for yourself and for all those you have the experience of experiencing? How are you going to lead? How are you going to rise? How are you going to shine your light? Because for too long, we've sat back as the illusion of darkness has shrouded everything. When all darkness is the absence of light. When will you be the light? When will you say, enough is enough? When will you become relentless and powerful? When will you stop seeing yourself as this weak person in the mirror? When will you stop seeing yourself as a person who's had a hard life? When will you rise? When will you open your heart? When will you stand and say, here I am? I am done waiting. I am done waiting for comfort. I am done waiting for people to show up for me. I am done waiting for the doors to open up for me. Here I am. And I'm going to take every single moment that I am blessed to breathe and experience. And I am going to shine my light. I'm going to laugh more. I'm going to work more. I'm going to create more. I am going to be the master of my mind, my body, and my soul. What will it take for you to awaken to you? What will it take for you to step into your power as a divine, creative presence in this world? How many times do you have to experience defeat simply because you stop moving? How many times will you have to be overtaken by your emotions simply because you focus on things that don't add value to your life? You are too freaking powerful to play it weak anymore. And I know we're about to go into this quote unquote new year, but every day you breathe, you go into a new moment. See, you don't have to wait until the beginning of a new year to find resolve. You don't have to wait until the beginning of a new year to be the change. You don't have to wait until the beginning of a new year to say, this is gonna be my best year. Because the entire year is not promised to you. But if you are alive and listening to this podcast right now, this moment is. How will you seize this moment? It's time for you to rise. It's time to shake off the dust. It's time to clean yourself up. And it's time to say, I believe in me. I believe in the potential of me. I believe in the power of me. And I believe in the purpose birthed within me. And now I choose to be great. And now I choose to be powerful. And now I choose to give birth to my destiny and my purpose. Because this moment, right now, is a gift to me. And no matter what it takes, I will choose how my life manifests from this moment into all of the other moments that I am blessed with. I choose to be all that I have the potential to be. And I understand as you're listening to this, you may be crying. You may be feeling something stirring within you. You may be emotional. But I want you to connect to that, because that is your spirit crying out to you, saying you've been in this place for long enough and it's time for you to rise. It's time for you to set me free so I can shine in your life. Right now, in this moment, you are great. You are powerful. You are beautiful. You are loved. But you have to make a decision, and you have to take action. And you may be saying, Princeton, well, I don't know what action to take. And that's okay. Just put one foot in front of the other. Look at your life. Look at what you don't like about it. Ask yourself, what can I do at this moment to change my current reality? For some, it may be removing people from your life that no longer honor the highest version of you. It may be shifting from that job that doesn't make you happy. It may be coming up with a plan for that new business that you've been telling everybody about, or that you've been thinking about, but you haven't taken the steps on yet. It may be journaling and really just spending time with yourself because you've neglected yourself while serving everyone else. It may be simply going for a walk, putting your phone down, and simply reconnecting to yourself. No matter what it is, do something different. Make a decision and take action. Make a list of all the areas where you have skills and abilities that you haven't been utilizing, and ask yourself, how can I show up more powerfully with these skills, abilities, and gifts that I have? Find a mentor, find a coach or a guide, someone to assist you as you move in your own mastery. Because as I always say, you are the artist creating the masterpiece of your life. With each breath, you become something new. Your breath is the paint, your body is the brush. The world is your canvas. The time for you to rise and create your beautiful masterpiece is now. No more flowing like a leaf blowing in the wind. It's time for you to create a life by design. And it starts with getting back to you, the divine you, the spiritual you, understanding that you are so much more than what you have accepted as your truth. You decide who you will be in every single moment. You decide what you will create and accept as your life in every single moment. You do that. Nobody else. And it doesn't matter what happens around you. You can always choose how you respond to what happens around you. Guys, there's so many different things that I could say in my attempt to inspire you, in my attempt to shift you. But understand this, until you become inspired within your own heart, within your own spirit, until you awaken to the truth of what you are and seize every moment, every breath as an opportunity to manifest your power, potential, and purpose in your life, nothing will change. Now is your time. Now it's time to choose. I love you all. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Evolved Mastery. I know it's a little different than what you guys are used to, but I'm really feeling the flow of music right now. It's very healing, and I think what we need a lot of right now is healing. We're all processing through a very challenging year, going into a new year, new moments of now, in which we have to make some different decisions. We have to choose how we show up, and we have to stand powerfully if we want to be the change and be the light that we want to see in the world. But I appreciate all of you. Hey, reach out to me. If you haven't connected with me yet on social media, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Evolved Mastery. That's EVOLVED Mastery. And also my website, www.evolvedmastery.com. Stay tuned on that website also for future virtual events where you will be able to tune in, get connected, say hey, and gain a lot of wisdom, a lot of nuggets that are going to help you move forward, moving into next year. So follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook, get connected, go to the website. Also, subscribe to the podcast if you haven't done so. Leave a rating, leave a review. Let other people know if it impacts your life, because you help me reach others. You help me shine my light. You help me to serve. Together, we are the change that we want to see in the world. Together, we love. Together, we unify. Together, we shine bright.